G'day guys, how you going? Hey, Westy here, good to see you again. Hey listen, I'm going to do a bit of work today on a 1999 Ford Mondeo. I'm not too sure what that is in the States. I think that might be a Taurus. Basically we've got a lot of work to do on this vehicle. I've got to remove the radiator, remove the thermostat, remove the water pump, remove the heater tank. I'm getting the heater tank and the radiator serviced and acid washed the heater tank because it's all full of rusty water. A friend of mine's given me this vehicle to do some work on. I've got to replace all the rotors, front and rear. I've got to check and inspect all the brake calipers, check and inspect the rear handbrakes cable for stretched or frayed because an adjustment, because it's not basically you pull the handbrake to the top and it's not working very well at all. So yeah, we're going to have to do a few safety things first. Basically, if you have with the radiator, you got to pull it out through the bottom. If you're going to be doing that, you're going to need to be working on axle stands, so you need to make sure your axle stands are securely put together. The radiator is about 800mm long, or 700 to 800mm long, so if you're going to use a pit and you're not going to jack up the vehicle, make sure that your pit's wide enough. I've got an 800mm wide pit, so that's pretty good for most things. Yeah, so we'll be checking and inspecting all the CV boots and ball joint boots and things like that while we're at it. So we're going to start at the beginning. Yeah, basically I was just going to do the cooling system change, which he just wanted a basic service done. It's done 200,000 Ks. And the radiator, the coolant system is full of rusty water. Now, from experience, first thing that happens as soon as you change the coolant with antifreeze, fresh stuff, about 50 Ks to 100 Ks later, just when you don't want it, your engine starts boiling because you've sprung a leak out of your water pump. Water pump seals have started leaking because it's got some clean, filth and all the rusty water and stuff's corroded either the shaft and or the seal, and the antifreeze starts pouring out. So basically you'll find a lot of water leaks where you didn't have them before because you're running clean fluid in there. Other thing I'm going to be doing is because it's done that sort of mileage, I'm going to be replacing all of the brake fluid. Brake fluid should be changed every 12 months, but most vehicles don't get done in their whole life. What happens with a lot of harsh braking conditions when you're working in a lot of hill country like New Zealand here, a lot of hilly roads and things like that, you get a lot of high temperature braking, and that temperature from the calipers goes into the fluid and causes the fluid to bubble or boil, and that causes oxidization and basically forms a lot of moisture in the braking system. So that can cause a lot of juddering, things like that. So we're going to go through one thing at a time. So I just wanted to give you a bit of an overview. It's going to be a couple of days work. So safety first, make sure you use your axle stands and chocks and handbrake on, and also make sure it's in a secure point. You don't want to be putting it under bolts and things like that. So yeah, so we'll get into it in the next bit, and you're going to need one of these because you're going to need the key to open the bonnet up, and we'll talk to you soon. You're going to need plenty of lighting too, and your normal tools, of course. Okay, cheers. Westy over now. Hey, Westy here again. Hey, okay, first thing we're going to do, we're going to need the key to get the bonnet open because these things don't have a cable. I haven't had a lot to do with these. This is a 99/2000 model Mondeo. New Zealand, there's a New Zealand new one. Got a run around the outside. It's got a Z-Tech 2 litre in it. And yeah, so basically you're going to need your normal mechanical hand tools, jacks, lighting, plenty of lighting. I've got a 500 watt lamp. I've got a pit here that I'm going to be using. Obviously if you're using axle stands, you'll be jacking up under the subframe chassis rails. We'll climb in there in a minute, but first thing you want to do is open the bonnet. How do you do that? Flick the Ford badge over like so. put the key in, turn it to the left, pull up on it, on the bonnet, and turn the key to the right and it'll come up and it's on its gas shocks. I've taken, there's actually a shroud, a big plastic shroud that sits over the top of here and covers all this. I've just taken that off, that just unclips. I'll just grab it and show you. Here it is here. Okay, that basically has some clips underneath it here, and it just sits over the top and presses down on top of the engine. So it just carefully pry it up on in all four corners and it'll come up. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is there's a whole bucket load of stuff in here. We need to get some lighting going on. So I'll just flick some lights on. These radiators, they actually come out from the bottom. You can see the mount, there's a one hole there and one on the other side. And so usually those are in the bottom of a vehicle. So that tells me that, I haven't actually worked on one of these before, by the way, but that tells me that the radiator will have to come out through the bottom. And I can actually see right down the bottom some mounts on there. There's a cross member that goes across the bottom there, you can see possibly, as I shine a bit of light on it. It goes across that way, basically there's a mount on each side of that. That's got to come out. So basically you're going to need, to get the header tank off, I'm going to have to take that off and get it, because it's all the cooling system's all full of rust. You don't want to open one of these when the engine's hot unless you're very careful, because you've got to slowly let the pressure out. Okay, don't know if you can see down in here. Yeah, it's rusty as. You can see that, it's not looking very healthy at all. Okay, so yeah, let's get into it. So what we're going to have to do first is drain the coolant. You're going to need a container for that. You're also going to need some containers for bolts, screws, nuts, etc. If you haven't got a good memory, good thing to have is a digital camera as well. Take some photos, or one of these, the camera, so that you can video what you're doing. And then if you forget, or if it's been a few weeks, you can get, basically a lot of it's to do with how things are routed, how cables are put around things, etc, etc. Alright, so we're going to climb underneath. I'll set up my lighting under there and we'll start ripping into it.